Just laughed. They kept on being bad. Nobody believed Noah when he told them what God was going to do.
My name is Noah. Please listen closely, as this is my final warning for you. Jehovah the true God has said, "As for me, I am going to bring flood waters upon the earth to destroy from under the heavens all flesh that has the breath of life. Everything on the earth will perish." He asked me to build an ark, as you see it behind. We just finished building it last week. This week, we have been gathering all the animals. Please, come with us and be saved. This is no laughing matter. Your life depends on it. Please, obey and be saved.
No!
Is anyone else coming?
No, only the 8 of us. My dear family, I want to commend you all. Your strong faith in Jehovah, the true God, has moved you to obey Him in all matters. We have done all that Jehovah has asked of us. We all know it was not easy, but the day has finally arrived. Our hard work was not in vain.
I'm so glad we're finally in the ark.
I'm so happy as well.
Finally, I don't have to deal with the Nephilim anymore, those overgrown bullies, taking other people's belongings, killing in cold blood, even taking men's wives.
Well, yes, that is true, but remember that our trust is in Jehovah. We don't want to have fear of men.
It's not that I fear men. If they were normal men, I could handle it, but they're giants. Anyways, you weren't there. You don't know what they did to me. Give me that.
Hey, that's mine. That doesn't belong to you.
It does not.
Ow, you hurt me.
It was horrible.
Please continue trusting in Jehovah. He will set matters straight, and He will bring them due justice. They will get what they deserve.
I feel so bad that no one else wanted to come in here with us. Even Grandma declined to come in. I really tried to convince her, but she just wouldn't listen.
I feel the same way. None of my family is here with us either. I feel like I'm never going to see them.
I feel the same way, son. I know it's hard, but we have to follow Jehovah's commandments.
We warned them many times. Japhet, my son, it is natural to feel sad because we all love them very much. But we must always remember that our love for Jehovah must always be greater.
Is this situation still bothering you?
Yes. The mockery bothers me. It doesn't stop. I keep telling you. I'm tired of this. It's been so long. And they keep doing this to us. They're not here. You don't hear them? They're mocking us. You hear them? You hear them? 40 years of this. And they continue to do this to us.
There's some animals. We have some animals here for you.
just gotta be patient. I know, I understand. We just need to remain faithful.
She's right, Shem. We must be patient. If their mocking bothers you, son, how do you think Jehovah feels? Who are they truly disrespecting? Shem, my son, do not let their actions discourage you. Be patient. Jehovah will bless your integrity.
Then God shut the door.
Okay, a wonderful job in those days, right? So we have all the cast up front here, and go ahead and take pictures.
With a vast mixed company of others. It took place in order to have Jehovah's name declared in all the earth. Since the Bible promises that Jehovah's name will again be known in our day, this Bible drama still involves us. The same day Pharaoh commanded,
This is what Jehovah, the God of Israel, says. Send my people away, that they may celebrate the festival to me in the wilderness.
Who is Jehovah that I should obey him to send Israel away? I do not know Jehovah. And furthermore, I will not send Israel away.
That same day, Pharaoh commanded, "You must no longer give straw to the people to make bricks. Let them go and gather straw for themselves. But you must still impose on them the same quota of bricks as they made in the past. Do not reduce it for them, for they're relaxing. That is why they are crying out, 'We want to go, we want to sacrifice to our God.' Make them work harder and keep them busy, so that they will not pay attention to lies."
Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Pharaoh's heart is unresponsive, and he has refused to send the people away. And you must say to him, 'By this you will know that I am Jehovah.'" Immediately Moses and Aaron did just as Jehovah had commanded. He lifted up the rod and struck the water that was in the Nile River before the eyes of Pharaoh and his servants. And all the water turned into blood. And the fish that were in the river died, and the river began to stink. And the Egyptians were unable to drink water from the Nile, and there was blood throughout the land of Egypt. And 7 full days passed after Jehovah struck the Nile.
Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Go into Pharaoh and say to him, 'If you keep refusing to send my people away, I will plague your territory with frogs, and the Nile River will swarm with frogs, and they will come up and enter into your house, into your bedroom and on your bed, into the houses of your servants and on your people, into your ovens and into your kneading troughs. Oh, you, on your people and on all your servants the frogs will come up. But Pharaoh hardened his heart and he refused to listen to them.
Jehovah now said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, stretch out your rod and strike the dust of the earth." And the gnats came up on man and beast, and all the dust of the earth became gnats in all the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh's heart continued to be obstinate, just as Jehovah had said.
Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Station yourself in front of Pharaoh, and you must say to him, if you do not send my people away, I will send on you your servants and your people, and into your houses the gadfly. And the houses of Egypt will be full of gadflies, and they will even cover the ground they stand on." And heavy swarms of gadflies began to invade the houses of Pharaoh, and the houses of the servants, and all the land of Egypt. The land was ruined by gadflies. However, Pharaoh again hardened his heart and did not send the people away.
So Jehovah now said to Moses, "Go into Pharaoh and say to him, send my people away so that they may serve me. But if you refuse to send them away, look, Jehovah's hand will come against your livestock in the field, on the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the herd, and the flock. There will be a devastating plague, and all sorts of livestock in Egypt began to die. Nevertheless, Pharaoh's heart continued to be unresponsive, and he did not send the people away.
Jehovah then said to Moses and Aaron, "Fill both of your hands with soot from the kindling, and Moses must throw it into the air in front of Pharaoh, and it will become a fine dust on all the land of Egypt, and it will become festering boils on the man and the beast and all the land of Egypt." And the boils developed on all the Egyptians. But Jehovah allowed Pharaoh's heart to become obstinate, and he did not listen to them, just as Jehovah had told Moses.
Then Jehovah said to Moses, "Here I will cause a great hail to rain down tomorrow about this time." And Jehovah sent thunder and hail, and fire fell down to the earth, and Jehovah kept making it rain down hail on the land of Egypt. There was hail, there was fire flashing in the midst of the hail. There was very heavy. There had never been any like it in the land since Egypt had become a nation. The hail struck everything in the field throughout the land of Egypt. From man to beast, it struck down all the vegetation and shattered all the trees in the field. And Pharaoh's heart continued obstinate, and he did not send Israel to him, just as Jehovah had stated for Moses.
Jehovah now said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt for locusts." And the locusts came up over all the land of Egypt and settled down on the whole territory of Egypt. It was extremely severe. Never before had there been so many locusts, nor will there be so many again. They covered the surface of the entire land, and the land grew dark with them. They devoured all the vegetation of the land, and all the fruit of the trees. And the hail had nothing left green, and was left on the trees or on the vegetation of the field of all the land of Egypt. However, Jehovah allowed Pharaoh's heart to become obstinate, and he did not send the Israelites away.
Jehovah then said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand toward the heavens, so that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, a darkness so thick that it can be felt." There was a dense darkness in all the land of Egypt for 3 days. They did not see one another, and none of them got up from where they were for 3 days. But Jehovah allowed Pharaoh's heart to become obstinate, and he did not consent.
Then Jehovah said to Moses, "One more plague I am going to bring upon Pharaoh and Egypt. About midnight I am going out into the midst of Egypt, and every firstborn in the land of Egypt will die. But the firstborn of Pharaoh who is sitting on his throne, to the firstborn of the slave girl who is working at the handmill, and every firstborn of the livestock. Throughout the land of Egypt there will be a great outcry, such as never occurred, nor will ever occur again. And there was a great outcry among the Egyptians, because there was not a house where someone was not dead. At once he called Moses and Aaron.
Jehovah!
And the Egyptians began to urge the people to depart quickly out of the land. Jehovah now said to Moses, I will allow Pharaoh's heart to become obstinate, and he will chase after them. And I will glorify myself by means of Pharaoh and all his army. And the Egyptians will certainly know that I am Jehovah. Then Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. Stand firm and see the salvation of Jehovah, that he will perform for you today. Jehovah now said to Moses, lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And Jehovah drove through the sea. Lift up your rod and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And Jehovah drove the sea back with a strong east wind all night long, turning the sea basin into dry. And the waters divided, so the Israelites went through the midst of the sea on dry ground. And the waters formed a wall on the right hand and the left.
Stretch out your hand over the sea so that the water may come back over the Egyptians. Israel also saw the great power that Jehovah wielded against the Egyptians. And the people began to fear Jehovah and to put faith in Jehovah and in his servant Moses. At that time, Moses and the Israelites sang the song to Jehovah.
Jesus grew up in Nazareth with his parents, Joseph and Mary, and other siblings. The life of Joseph's family is centered on the worship of Jehovah. There is a synagogue in Nazareth, and we can be sure that Joseph takes his family to worship there. Luke 4:16 mentions that according to his custom on the Sabbath day, Jesus went to the synagogue. Joseph and his family would make yearly trips to Jerusalem. On one occasion, young Jesus was nowhere to be found. He was not with the family group. His parents searched for him for several days. On the third day, they found him in the temple. Jesus was sitting in the midst of some Jewish teachers. He is listening, asking questions, and amazing them with his understanding. Luke 2:40 states, "And the young child continued growing and getting stronger, being filled with wisdom, and God's favor continued upon him." Luke 2:52 reads, "Jesus went on progressing in wisdom and physical growth and in favor with God and with man. At 30 years old, he was baptized. Soon after, he begins to make disciples. He teaches many. The faith of Jesus' disciples is strengthened as he performs his first miracle, turning water into wine at a wedding celebration. On his way from Judea to Galilee, Jesus and his disciples traveled north through the district of Samaria. Jesus is tired from his travels and rests near a well. His disciples go into the nearby city to buy some food. In their absence, a Samaritan woman comes to draw water. Jesus says to her, "Give me a drink." Since the Jews and Samaritans generally have no dealings with one another, the woman is astonished and asks, "How is it that you, despite being a Jew, ask me for a drink even though I am a Samaritan?" Jesus answers, "If you had known of the free gift of God and who it is who says to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked, and he would have given you living water." She replies, "You do not even have a bucket for drawing water, and the well is deep. From what source then do you have this living water? Everyone drinking from this water will get thirsty again," Jesus declares. "Whoever drinks from the water that I will give him will never get thirsty at all. But the water that I give him will become in him a spring and water bubbling up to impart everlasting life." Yes, though tired, Jesus is willing to share life-giving words of truth with the Samaritan woman. Jesus may already realize the effect of his encounter with the Samaritan woman. Many Samaritans put faith in him on account of her testimony. She recounts to the people the things that Jesus told her. We too can be attentive to impart this life-saving water. Yes, let us seize the opportunity to declare Jehovah's name, even in informal settings. And now Jesus moves to the city of Capernaum, near the Sea of Galilee. Here in Galilee, Jesus continues to announce that the kingdom of the heavens has drawn near, as Matthew 4:17 states. Jesus finds 4 of his disciples. They had traveled with him earlier, but upon returning with Jesus from Judea, they resumed their fishing business. Now, though, it is time to be with Jesus constantly, so that he can train them to carry on the ministry after he is gone. As Jesus walks along the seashore, he sees Simon Peter, his brother Andrew, and some of their companions tending to their nets. After pulling into sea, Jesus performs another miracle by filling the boat they were in with many fish. Jesus responds to Peter's humble reaction, "Stop being afraid. From now on, you will be catching men alive." Jesus tells Peter and Andrew, "Come after me, and I will make you fishers of men." He includes 2 other fishermen, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. They too respond without hesitation. So these 4 abandon their fishing business and become the first full-time disciples of Jesus. As Jesus and his disciples go preaching in synagogues throughout the whole of Galilee, news about the wonderful things Jesus is doing spread widely. Word of his deeds reaches one city where there is a man sick with leprosy. This dreadful disease slowly disfigures various parts of the body. So this leper is in a grievous condition and is required to live away from others. He is supposed to call out, "Unclean, unclean," when people are nearby, and thus protect them from coming too close and risking infection. But what does this leper now do? He approaches Jesus and falls upon his face, begging, "Lord, if you just want to, you can make me clean." With faith, what faith this man has in Jesus. How will Jesus respond? Moved with compassion, Jesus stretches out his hand and actually touches the man. Jesus says to him, "I want to, be made clean." The leprosy immediately vanishes from the sick man. How would you like to have a king who is as compassionate and capable as Jesus? The way he treats this leper assures us that when Jesus is king over the whole earth, he will then fulfill his heart's desire to help all afflicted ones. A highlight of our ministry now includes telling others what Isaiah 33:24 promises. No resident will say, "I am sick." Clearly, the one whom God has chosen to rule the earth is a warm, compassionate person who not only cares for people, but also has power to help them. Proof of this is found in the following scene from Mark chapter 5. Jairus, a presiding officer of the synagogue, perhaps the one in Capernaum, begs Jesus to go to his house where his only daughter is extremely ill. While on their way, some men arrive from Jairus' home and report that his only daughter has just died. Jesus, upon hearing this, turns to Jairus and says, "Have no fear, only exercise faith." He accompanies him to his home. Jesus steps inside and makes a startling statement. The child has not died, but is sleeping. Using his God-given powers, Jesus will show that it is possible for people to be brought back from death, just as they can be awakened from a deep sleep. Taking her by the hand, Jesus says, "Little girl, I say to you, get up." Immediately, she rises and begins walking. Imagine the ecstasy that Jairus and his wife feel on seeing this. The Bible clearly states that Jesus raised dead people to life. Those accounts are not mythical. They are set in real places at specific times. We can trust the accounts of the resurrection because they are recorded in God's Word, the Bible, and because they took place before many witnesses. The resurrections that Jesus performed give us confidence in his promises about the future. He will resurrect a great many people, including unrighteous people who knew nothing about the true God. They will be given an opportunity to know and love Jehovah God. On the contrary, Jesus expands his preaching activity by setting out on a tour of all the cities and villages of Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the good news of the kingdom. As he travels, Jesus sees people in need of spiritual healing and comfort. They are like sheep without a shepherd, skinned and thrown about. He feels pity for them. Jesus knows what will help. He summons the 12 apostles and gives them clear instructions. Go, continuing to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of the heavens has drawn near. Jesus also gives instructions on how to approach householders with the kingdom message, saying, when you enter the house, greet the household. If the house is deserving, let the peace you wish it come upon it. But if it is not deserving, let the peace from you return upon you. Jesus' instructions included to preach wherever people could be found, in private homes and marketplaces and cities like shores, lake shores, and hillsides. Today we feel deep, heartfelt love for others as Jesus did. This is what motivates us to preach wherever people can be found. Jehovah, through Jesus and his earthly organization, also gives us today clear instructions to carry out the following. The good news of the kingdom will be preached in all the inhabited earth for a witness to all the nations, and then the end will come. In Galilee, shortly before ascending to heaven, Jesus gives his disciples a commission to find more workers, saying, Go therefore and make disciples of people of all nations, baptizing them, teaching them to observe all the things I have commanded you. All of Jesus' followers, men, women, and children, received the same commission to make disciples. One of the most outstanding prophecies in the Bible is found in Acts 1:8. Jesus told his faithful followers, "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit arrives upon you, and you will be witnesses of me to the most distant part of the earth." Today, friends, we take to heart the instructions that Jesus gave his first century disciples. In carrying out our ministry, we place our complete trust in Jehovah. We know that we will never lack the necessities of life if we keep seeking first the kingdom. With lives at stake, our message is urgent. Remember, the time left is short and the harvest is great. However, Jesus assured his disciples that he would be with them in their ministry throughout the centuries, to the conclusion of the system of things. Until the end comes, we must continue to carry out Jesus' commission. Let us be resolved to give our time, energy, and resources to carry out Christ's command, "Go and make disciples."
A round of applause for the cast of Jesus' Time.
The Gentile times have ended, and their kings have had their day. Religion is a snare and a racket. Serve God and Christ the King.
Gentile times are closing, for their kings have had their day, and with them sin and sorrow will forever pass away. For the tribe of Judah's Lion now comes to hold the sway. Our King is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Every one of us are well and happy. Every day we're still working away. And we feel, as Brother Russell has said, the Gentile times have ended, and their kings have had their day, so we know not what awaits us. May you, day by day, keep close to the Master, and his presence will so cheer you that nothing shall be able to dismay you. Edith Kessler, October 11th, 1914.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
often said that religion is a snare and a racket, and why? Religion had its origin with Satan, who employed religion to reproach
say, I have an important message I would like you to hear.
How's it going, Sophia?
Not much. How's it going with you?
Good. Good. So far, so good.
So how's the congregation?
It's great. The Indian congregation is so awesome. The brothers are so encouraging, and they've made the move so easy for me. I've really enjoyed my new assignment there. How's Bethel?
Bethel has been amazing. It's been an amazing privilege to be able to serve in Bethel.
You remember when we visited Bethel for the first time we were kids?
Yeah, it was so much fun. Best family trip ever.
It was so cool to meet Brother Morris. Mom and Dad did a great job in teaching us about Jehovah at a young age.
It was actually that trip that made me realize that this is the truth. Oh, and I remember when Mom taught me about boldness. She told me the story of the little girl who needed boldness to tell the king about Jehovah. And there were times where I needed boldness, and I always think of that time. It gives me courage to speak to others about Jehovah.
Wow. When Dad taught us to prepare our comments for the meetings, it always makes me happy to comment.
And the importance of paying attention at the meetings.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Dad taught us that paying attention can save our lives.
Yeah, and Dad taught me about respecting Jehovah's house.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hey, come on.
I remember Mom taught me about Jehovah's creation. I still love butterflies.
Yeah, we can learn a lot through his creation. I also remember when Mom taught me to be patient, like Jehovah.
How so, Caleb?
Well, I remember it was raining one day, and I was so bored. I wanted to play outside so bad, I didn't want to wait. But Mom told me how Jehovah's patient, but he keeps himself busy, and how we can do the same. So I prayed for patience and helped Mom with the dishes. And when we finished, it stopped. It stopped raining, and she took me to the park.
Oh yeah, I remember that, Caleb. You came back home so dirty.
But it was fun though.
What else did you learn?
Oh, I learned that stealing is bad. What had happened was I saw these delicious lollipops.
Caleb.
Wait, I didn't steal any. What had happened was I read the Great Teacher book, and I learned that if you want to stay Jehovah's friend, we shouldn't steal.
What a valuable lesson. I'm glad you made the right choice.
Yeah, if it weren't for Mom and Dad teaching us about Jehovah, I don't know what it would be today.
Very true. They taught us to become Jehovah's friend, and I'm glad we were able to come down to see them.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to see their faces when they see us. They're going to be so surprised.
So there's definitely a lot that we could learn from Caleb and Sophia. Being young, how we could share that information with our youths and how they could become just like Caleb and Sophia today as adults.
I'm just a cart made up of bits and pieces, a frame, a handle, and some wheels. But I'm a cart that helps to give a witness. What is that like? Let me tell you how it feels. If you could see what I see, if you could visit all the places that I go, if you could see the people there and get a glimpse of all the faces that I get to know, if hear what I hear when they see things they've never had a chance to see. That's when you'll see how it can be that forever they'll remember me. I've got wheels, I've got racks, I've got books, and I've got tracks. I take the kingdom message everywhere. When the crowds pass me by, I'm designed to catch their eye. Wherever people gather, count on me, 'cause I'll be there. If you could do what I do, you'd know the happiness that always fills my heart. What a feeling to go wheeling. I'm so glad to be a public witness card.
Okay, let's have the cast of Modern Day come to the front. That's the picture done. Another round of applause.
You guys, up here. Closer.
this world would like to make me lonely, but I got my friends with me. We're trying hard to help others find friends eternally. When I would worry about me, ooh, this world would bring me down. I'm feeling better, lifting others off the ground. Look what I found. I wanna know what I can do. I wanna give what I can give. That is the best feeling ever. I know this will last forever. I'm where I wanna be. This is the best life ever. So many good things yet to be done with these two hands of mine. I'll take some love and build us a bridge that connects your heart to mine. When I would worry about me, ooh, this world would bring me down. I'm feeling better, lifting others off the ground. Look what I found. I wanna know what I can do. I wanna give what I can give. That is the best feeling ever. I know this will last forever. It's better than a dream. This is the best life. I'm not afraid, come what may. This kind of life gets better every day, every day, every way. Give till I feel free. That is the best feeling ever. I know this will last forever. Come with me, you'll see. This is the best life ever. This is the best life ever. This is the best life ever.
Give me that.
Hey, that's mine. That doesn't belong to you.
It does now.
It is often said that religion is a snare and a racket.
Now put your